just when you thought that the Orioles were avoiding the injury problems that have plagued them in 2023 and in 2024 when we got to spring training, with news coming out about guys like Kyle Bradish, Tyler Wells, this year Jorge Mateo, Trevor Rogers, Ace McDermott. Jordan Westberg hasn't played much, but it seems to be like he's on his way back. Gunnar Henderson may not be ready until opening day. But we got some breaking news out of the Orioles spring training camp. Grayson Rodriguez with the forearm injury and reliever Andrew Kittredge will be out with a knee injury. I got the news. I got the article from Rock Kabako. We're going to read it. We're going to talk about it. What does this mean for the Orioles? Obviously, the season hasn't started yet, but it's the Flex Zone. If you're new here, we do Orioles content, Ravens content, all types of content. Maryland, NFL free agency, wrestling, video games. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Let us know how you're feeling in the comment section. We want fireworks at Camden Yards this year, and this is not what we wanted to hear on a Friday. But if you're new, hit that bell. Let you know when all of our content drops. And as always, let me know how you're feeling in the comment section. And if you're new, subscribe. We got more content coming for this Orioles season. Live streams, pre-games, post-games. So this is the place you want to be. I promise you'll hit a home run when you hit that subscribe button. But let's get to the article from Rock Kabako, who is in Lakeland, Florida. The Orioles are currently playing right now, and they have some more injury news. The latest injuries from the Baltimore Orioles will keep starter Grayson Rodriguez and reliever Andrew Kittredge away from the opening day roster. I mean, you hate injuries. And what seemed like an injury-free camp, no drama, now is headed in that direction. We as O's fans, we try to remain optimistic. We try to remain positive. We try to be glass half full. And then things like this happen. Manager Brandon Hines said the discomfort in Rodriguez's arm is located in the back of his elbow, describing it as to where it cannot connect to the tricep. The Orioles will seek multiple opinions, but their projected number one or number two starter isn't going to get the necessary innings to break camp with the team. So there go all my predictions out the window for Grayson Rodriguez and his pitching staff and his team. It's not a ligament issue, so we're not concerned about that, but it's going to result in some missed time, said Brandon Hyde. As we get more information, we'll share it with you, but we're still getting opinions. He's going to miss some times. We don't know the timeline as of now. Veteran Zach Eflin will obviously be named the opener on the opening day starter on March 27th in Rogers Center against against the Toronto Blue Jays. Rodriguez went on the injury list twice last summer with inflammation in his right shoulder and a lat teres strain that sidelined him for the wildcard series. He also had a lat teres strain in 2022 while on the verge of his first promotion to the majors. A drop in velocity in this spring has led to what is being claimed as inflammation as well. It led to questions in Fort Myers. He did lose some velocity, but they said he felt sluggish and couldn't get behind the ball to generate the necessary spin. He was also working on a new pitch, a sweeper, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Cade Povich will likely now break camp with the team. Povich has been great since September last year. He's been great this spring. He had 4 innings yesterday on the back fields. Povich is throwing really well, said Brandon Hyde. I love the way he ended the season, and he's pitching with a lot of confidence. That's key. I think he could be a breakout player. The Orioles have talked up their depth, which we know, pitching, and it's unfortunate, said Mike Elias. We definitely have experience in the rotation right now, and it's very important. Getting to Andrew Kittredge, he will undergo arthroscopic surgery on cartilage in his left knee, keeping him shut down after only 1 appearance. So his season is a wash. He's probably going to miss most of the season. He turns 35 this month, signed a 1-year deal, $10 million in January. Career high 74 appearances with the Cardinals last year, 2.80 ERA, 70 and 2/3 innings. He was supposed to be the setup role and a plan at closer when Felix Bautista, who is pitching today, is working himself back into the role as well. He had nothing. Again, has changed with Gunnar, who's receiving treatment for a mild strain of his right intercostal, which is the rib area. Hasn't played since February 27th. which also jeopardizes his status for the beginning of the season. Levon Soto is starting at shortstop in today's game. Jackson Holliday could play there. Jordan Westburg could play there. Tyler O'Neill was scratched last night with soreness in the left rib cage, but apparently he is getting better over the next couple of days. Jorge Mateo is in the hitting cage as part of his progression. However, he is expected to also start the season on the injury list. Best case scenario said Hyde were able to get him in 2 games towards the end of the camp. So they want to get Mateo in some games towards the end of camp. Not the news you want to hear on a Friday, not the news you want to hear in spring training, especially when you're already 2 weeks in and the season is literally 2 weeks away. I think we won't see Grayson until maybe after the All-Star break. That's how I'm feeling right now. With that type of injury, he needs time. He's going to not get the innings he needs. He's going to have to get re-ramped up. He's already going to be out the rest of this month. They probably won't reevaluate him till April. We may not, like I said, see him till the All-Star break. Kittredge, probably the same thing. Maybe August at the earliest. So there are 2 big pieces missing. Who's going to replace it? Cade Povich can obviously slide in. Who replaces them in the bullpen? I don't know. I would like to see them potentially maybe go out and add an arm in the bullpen that's available. I don't know what the quality of relievers are that are left. Comment down below your thoughts. But I am not liking the fact that we had the depth, especially in the bullpen. You got Kittredge, Batista, Cano, Soto, Sir Anthony Dominguez. You had Perez. You have a lot of options you could choose from. Now that takes one less piece away. Obviously, he could have stepped in and closed if needed, or be, like I said, the primary setup guy. Now, how does Brandon Hyde and Michael Elias maneuver this bullpen? Who do they use? Not sure. As mentioned, Chase McDermott, Trevor Rogers out, Mateo out, O'Neill dealing with some nagging injuries, Westberg on his way back. You got Holiday, you got Soto. Don't want to see him play every day. Man, you just when you think, I'm like, oh, this team might be all right. We see the Yankees dealing with some injuries. I do think the Red Sox are going to be better. The Rays and Blue Jays are fighting it out for 4th and 5th, in my opinion. This isn't good. Grayson, as we always like to say, hurt guys stay hurt. Another nagging injury that's going to keep him on at least, I think, 2 to 3 months. Kittredge, I wouldn't mind. If we see him at all this year, I'll say this. If we see him at all, it'll be a pleasant surprise. And with Rodriguez, if we see him before the All-Star break, it's a pleasant surprise as well. Gunnar, I'm holding out hope. The only thing I took out from this is Gunnar may potentially still be able to somehow, some way, make it back for opening day. But even then, if he's not 100% and he doesn't get the at-bats he needs, I may put him on the feud. I may have him miss the first week or 2, or at least the first series in Toronto, because you want to be precautious. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We know that. And you don't want to go through everything you have in the first month of the season. But missing your frontline starter when you lose Corbin Burns, then having one of your key bullpen pieces out an extended period of time, at least 3 to 4 months, that is not how you want to end the week if you're the Baltimore Orioles. But if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Sign off down below in the comment section. I want to hear from you. What do you think about these injuries? People are holding out hope that we'll see Kyle Bradish, maybe Tyler Wells this year. Add Grayson to that. Mateo. O'Neill has a injury history longer than the CVS receipt himself. So he's a hurt guy. So I guess we'll see more Erstad. Isn't a bad thing. Maybe some Kobe Mayo. It's going to be intriguing. That's why I wait to do my predictions and forecasting. Because you don't know. Things like this happen. Spring training, injuries nag, guys with proper reps, and then they're missing the first week or 2 of the season. And in Grayson's case, forearm injury, they're going to be extra precautions. It's like his 3rd injury in the last 3 years and as many years. Didn't pitch in the playoffs. But with Povich, you get that lefty in the line in the rotation, and I think he could be a solid 3 or 4. So it sucks. This was supposed to be a year where Grayson really potentially makes an All-Star team, wins 15 or more games. So we'll see. The Orioles do have depth though, but they may need to go out and add an arm in the bullpen, somebody that can help them out. They still got Albert Suarez, who can start if needed as well. They have Brian Baker still, but they need to, especially losing Jacob Webb, they need to add another arm, I think, in the bullpen, because now you don't want to exhaust your arms, especially in the first month or so of the season where Batista isn't going to be pitching back to back. And it also sucks that not having, like I said, that starter, that 1 or 2, that ace that you can go to and really be what you're hoping he can step into that role of maybe similar to a Corbin Burns. The Zach Eflin will be opening day starter. Not sure about Gunnar. I'm holding out hope he will be ready by the 27th. If we're like another week from now and it's still the same situation with Gunnar, then I'll be a little more worried. If I see Grayson or Kittredge before the All-Star break, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm not expecting Kittredge to at least August and Grayson maybe after the All-Star break. But maybe Bradish comes back and maybe the Orioles are a little more aggressive at the trade deadline. I don't know. I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to see how the next week or two goes. You'll get predictions, previews, and all that fun stuff. If you got anything, leave it in the comment section. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Want to hear from you. This is your place for Orioles content, pregame, postgame, live streams, and watch-alongs. And, of course, news and rumors. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. God's favorite host, Birdland. I'll see you when I see you.